right off the box here.
Hello and welcome everybody. We're joined today by David Erfle. It's the second series of our Oreninc podcast series with David Erfle, the Junior Mining Junky, or Junior Miner Junky.
Junior Miner Junky, why?
I apologize for that. And we're here at PDAC 2018, and I'm glad we can do this in person now. So
Absolutely.
Welcome to the show, David.
Thank you.
And, thanks as always. Like we said, we're going to do a little series out of this, and we're going to do this every 2 weeks. This is great. It coincides with this conference.
Fabulous.
You've been here for a couple hours. What are your first impressions?
Haven't really had a chance to have very many first impressions. I just made a beeline to some booths of companies that I have investments in, and I wanted to make sure I could talk to the CEOs while they're still there.
Oh yeah, so it's like I actually received emails from companies that actually send out, it's like, oh, the CEO will be at the booth from 10 to 11:30 on
really?
Sunday. Then he'll be there again on Tuesday.
Nice.
And it's like, just, you have to schedule it like an appointment with the Queen, right?
Exactly.
It's like, oh, that doesn't work for me. So like, I don't know, is that really a
Right.
signal of the market? I have no idea how to interpret that. But
that's interesting. I mean, I think it's great that they do that. I think they're becoming more investor friendly. These conferences, you know, they're setting up the one-on-one meetings now, and it's in segregated rooms, and I think it's good.
It's like, especially the vibe here as well. It's like it seems quite busy. One thing we're lacking in the market right now is retail, right? So it's like we're just walking around. I just came down from another meeting, and it seems like there's a lot of retail walking the floor right now. We haven't seen it earlier, so it seems like there's interest now, at least here on the floor, but we haven't seen it in the market really yet. After the drop in the market just 3 weeks ago, we're seeing a slow recovery in most of the mining stocks. Do you concur? Do you see the same thing happening?
Yes, my article this week, my KidCo article that was released Friday, I talked about the new FED Chair ushering the PDAC curse a little early on Tuesday with his comments about how well the economy is doing, and then in the question and answer period afterwards, the market, the gold sector took a big hit because it looks like investors are looking for a revised dot plot. Maybe there's going to be that fourth interest rate hike raised this year as opposed to 3.
Well, they're definitely raising in March, from what I hear.
Right.
So.
Right. That's pretty much a given. But what he's going to say afterwards about the dot plot may be changing to a fourth hike. Is what they're keying on. Looks like.
And holding that 1300 level will be
right.
key.
Absolutely. That 1300 level now, I believe, is synonymous with the 21 level on the GDX.
Yeah.
We saw the GDX trade below 21 twice in the past 3 or 4 weeks, and each time it has, there was some furious short covering. So I think the shorts are timid down there now with gold still above 1300, but I think gold will probably lose 1300 and get down to 1270, 1280, and if it does, then the 21 level in the GDX will be breached and hit some stops and maybe run a little further down to maybe 19 or so.
Interesting. Like what we're seeing as well, like with Oreninc, we track all the financings obviously in this space, and it seems like we're missing a certain trigger. Like in terms of closings this year, we've seen pretty much the same thing as we've seen 2017.
Yeah.
January, February, in terms of closings, has been fantastic. Same number, $650 million roughly raised in the juniors, but we're not seeing a lot of openings, like deal openings, new financings coming to market. Even just walking around here, I haven't heard much yet. Yes, we'll eventually have to finance, but companies don't seem to be in a hurry.
Right. Yeah.
Are they waiting out the lack of seasonality right now, or are they waiting out what's happening in the markets? They're just waiting for the uptick again, or what do you sense?
I think it's probably the mining sector being so depressed right now because of what's happening with. And I think a big reason for that is the huge short position in the GDX right now. They're really bold right now. So these institutional shorts, they can borrow money cheaply right here, and they can keep adding on to their shorts, and until it gets ridiculously undervalued. They're already very undervalued in relation to gold. I mean, the last time in the beginning of 2017, gold was trading around 1175. The GDX is trading about the same level it is now.
Yeah. So the market has ignored that completely.
It has. So I think once they get spooked enough to where they have to cover, I think that'll start it off, and that's when the value investors, a lot of smart value money is waiting for that. I think
so. That's the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense, because retail is usually following the smart money with a slight lag.
Right.
So that'd be interesting to see. David, as always, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoy PDAC, and we'll talk in a couple of weeks again. This
Great.
Over via Skype usually.
Look forward to it.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming on.
All right.
Thank you.